Okay, we're finishing 20.1. It was connecting zeros. So remember when it says to find the zero, it just means find the x-intercepts. So there could be two of them, there might be one, there might be none. Always get the equation equal to 0 first, and then put it in your calculator and figure out where it hits the x-axis. Okay, so we practiced that. The ones we do today, you actually do not need any graph paper for. You're just going to use Desmos. Okay, this is example 2 now. And it still says to just solve, which means find the zeros. So where it hits the x-axis. So the equation for 2a is 2 parentheses x minus 4 squared minus 2 equals 0. So as long as it says equals 0, you can really change the 0 into y equals. And then this is what you're going to type into the calculator. It'll just be that same problem. You just don't put equals 0. You just put y equals. Okay, so put this into the Desmos calculator. Oops. Okay, so our equation, and then you got your graph. If you ever can't see your graph, just there's a little home key you can always press the house. Okay, so to find the zeros, the solutions, I would zoom in. It's wherever it's hitting the x-axis. So if you just touch those 2 points, it'll pop up with those solutions. So 3, 0, and 5, 0. So if those solutions are 3, 0, and 5, 0, then the way we write the answer is x equals 3 is one of the solutions, and x equals 5. So 3 and 5 are the solutions. Okay, 2b is 3 parentheses x minus 5 squared minus 12 equals 0. Okay, go ahead and write this into Desmos. Those of you that have graphing calculators, I can show you how to find the intercepts. It's multiple steps to get the intercepts on a graphing calculator. Desmos, I feel like, is just easier. You can just graph it, and then you just touch the graph on where it hits. Did I type that right? 3x minus 0. Yes. Okay. So again, if you need to hit the house key, it'll make you see more of the graph. And then where it hits the x-axis. It hits at 3 and it hits at 7. Oops. So the answers are x equals 3 and x equals 7. 3 and 7 are the zeros. Questions on those? Is everybody good using Desmos? Okay, last example we're going to do then is the word problems. These we're also going to use Desmos. A dolphin jumps out of the water. The quadratic function, blah, 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 models the dolphin's height above the water in feet after t seconds. How long is the dolphin out of the water? So the equation they gave us is h of t equals negative 16 t squared plus 20t. So this is representing the dolphin jumping out of the water. The way we're going to type this into Desmos, so h of t, your ending height, that's y. The t, the time in seconds, just make that x. So type this into Desmos. I'm going to hit the little house key, or yeah, the house button. Bless you. I'm going to zoom in. Okay, so when you see this graph, I'm going to just draw, bless you, a little sketch of what it kind of looks like. So this is time in seconds. This is the height in feet. So the graph, it's kind of like this. So right here, it's hitting at 0, 0. And then it hits again right here at 1.25, 0. So what that means is, so this is feet above water. So at 0 seconds, this is the dolphin jumping up. It's however many feet out of the water until it lands back in the water. And how many seconds have gone by? It's 1.25 seconds. So the dolphin is out of the water for 1.25 seconds. And just be careful when you're reading the directions, because sometimes it'll ask you to round it to a certain value. Sometimes it wants your exact answer. Okay, let's try another one. This is 3B. A baseball coach uses a pitching machine to simulate pop flies during practice. The quadratic function, blah, 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 models the height and feet of the baseball after t seconds. The ball leaves the pitching machine and it's caught at a height of 5 feet. About how long is the baseball in the air? This one says about how long. It doesn't tell me to round, but if it says about, we're going to assume they probably want us to round it. Okay, the equation is h of t equals negative 16 t squared. Oh, wait, that's not it. Sorry. It's still negative 16 t squared plus 80 t plus 5. I was looking at the one above. Okay, first convert that into what you want to type into the calculator. So h of t, that ending height, that's really y. And the t for time, that's really your x. So you don't have to rewrite it, but if you think later you're going to go back and not understand what happened. Okay, go ahead and put this equation into your graphing calculator. Or into Desmos. And then if you need to, hit the little house button to get the graph zoomed in where you need it. Okay, if you want to sketch out what that kind of looks like, you can. This is time in seconds, and this is height in feet again. Oops, might help if I spelled it right. And this one hits at 0 seconds, and then it hits at 5.062 seconds. So the directions had said about how long is the baseball in the air. So here I'm going to guess we're just going to round it to the nearest second because the tenths is a 0. So it's in the air for about 5 seconds. Okay, now you're going to do one on your own or with a friend. The quadratic function, blah, 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 models the height in feet of a flying fish above the water after X seconds. How long is the flying fish out of the water? Oh, when I typed this, I accidentally put a T and an X. Those should not be different letters. Okay, this equation will use X's. Y equals negative 16 X squared plus 5X. Okay, that's a flying fish. I want to know how long is the fish out of water, and I want an exact answer. So do not round it. Give me all the decimals. Okay, so if you look at the graph, I'm going to zoom in. The flying fish lands at this point. Oh, you guys are frozen. Sorry. And the fish lands. It's in the air for 0.3125 seconds. Do not round this one. It wanted the exact answer. So put all the decimal spots. Questions there? That's it for the lesson then. So today's HMH, there were 2 word problems that the way they taught it, HMH teaches it differently than I did, and the way they want you putting your steps in. I think I got the questions deleted off of your one. My first hour was a mess. So hopefully they're not on there. If they're not on there, or if they do show up, just guess, and I'm going to give you credit for those. So there's 2 word problems. Don't worry about those ones.